Welcome to Addiction Group's podcast, where we address pressing questions about addiction. Our goal is to provide insight and guidance for those seeking answers. I'm your host, Anna. Welcome back, everyone, to Addiction Group's podcast. Today, we're talking about a topic that's gained quite a bit of attention recently, the potential impact of secondhand marijuana smoke. We're fortunate to have Ben with us today, an expert in addiction and treatment topics. So, Ben, can you fail a drug test from secondhand smoke?
Hi, Anna. It's great to be here. To answer your question, while it's not common, it is actually possible to fail a drug test from secondhand smoke. This would largely depend on the amount of smoke you were exposed to and how well ventilated the space was.
Interesting. So there is a cutoff level on the drug test, right?
Yes, every drug test has a cutoff level. This is the minimum concentration of a drug metabolite that must be present to register a positive result. If someone's exposed to secondhand smoke and their sample reaches this minimum concentration, they would get a positive result. But again, it's rare for secondhand smoke exposure to cause this.
And what about feeling high? Can you get high from secondhand marijuana smoke?
Yes, you can get a sort of contact high from secondhand marijuana smoke. Secondhand smoke contains residual THC, CBD, and other cannabinoids. So in a sense, you can get high even if you're just in the room with someone smoking marijuana. But the amount of THC one inhales from secondhand smoke is usually not enough to fail a drug test.
But research has come a long way on this topic, hasn't it?
Absolutely. There have been several studies on the effects of secondhand smoke. For instance, a 2015 study from Johns Hopkins found that non-smokers in a non-ventilated room with smokers felt intoxicated and tested positive for trace amounts of THC. Moreover, another study revealed that passive exposure to secondhand smoke caused detectable levels of THC in the blood and urine.
And there's that term hotboxing, right? Can you explain what that means for our listeners?
Of course. Hotboxing is a practice some marijuana users follow to increase the effects of the drug. It involves smoking in a small enclosed space where the smoke can't easily escape. This way, each breath one takes contains marijuana smoke. It's possible to get high from secondhand cannabis smoke using this method, but it's not a guarantee.
Wow, that's enlightening. Lastly, can you share how long THC actually stays in your system?
Dependent on the quantity and frequency of exposure, the metabolites of THC can stay in your system for quite some time. Although the high might wear off, traces of THC can linger. In some cases, these traces can be detected weeks or even months after the last exposure. I should mention this also depends on the type of test administered. For example, THC can be detected in a blood test for 1 to 2 days, while it can be detected in a urine test for 10 to 15 days.
Thank you for that comprehensive overview, Ben. This is a topic that's surrounded by a lot of myths and misinformation, so it's great to have some clarity. I'm sure our listeners would agree.
I'm glad I could help, Anna. The more informed we are, the better decisions we can make. Thank you for having me on Addiction Group's podcast today.
Thank you for tuning into Addiction Group's podcast. We hope our discussions bring clarity to your queries about addiction. Remember, we're here to support and guide you. Until next time, stay informed and stay strong.